Okay, we're going to talk about properties of equality. And what the properties of equality tell us is that if we perform the same operation on both sides of the equal sign, then both sides will still be equal afterwards. So like if we add 6 to both sides, they're still equal. We didn't change anything about the equation. So the first one is the addition property of equality. And this says if we add the same number to both sides, then it's still going to be equal. So if I have t equals s plus 6, if I do take t and I add 2, then I have to add 2 to the other side. So now t plus 2 equals s plus 6 plus 2. So what the addition property says is add same number to both sides. So we use this to solve equations all the time. So like usually we have an expression like the one over here, s minus 6 equals 10. If I add 6 to both sides of this equal sign, this one cancels out. Negative 6 plus positive 6 goes away. We're left with s equals 10 plus 6 is 16. And I know that both sides are equal because I added 6 to both sides. So I know that s equals 16. All right, the subtraction property of equality. If I have q equals 98 plus t, and I subtract 2 from q, then I have to subtract 2 from the other side also. So now I have 98 plus t minus 2. Subtract the same number. On each side. So if we solve an equation like this, q plus 5 equals 20, I want it to be q equals, so if I subtract 5 on both sides, now I know that q equals 15. We're just performing the same operation on both sides of the equal sign. So multiplication property, if I have r equals 96 minus t, and let's say I take 3 and multiply it times r. Well then I have to take 3, and I'm going to put this in parentheses, 96 minus t, because I have to take 3 times all of that. So we multiply by the same number on both sides. So over here, I have 1/2 times s equals 3. And I want to get rid of the 1/2, so it's just s equals. Well, if I take 2 times this side, and I take 2 times the other side, 1/2 times 2 is 1, so it's just s equals 6. And I multiplied by the same number on both sides, so I know this is a true statement. All right, last one, division property of equality. If I have x plus y equals 52, and then I decide that I'm going to divide the x plus y side by 6, I also have to divide 52 by 6. So for the division property of equality, we divide by the same number. On both sides. So an example of a problem we could solve by doing this would be 6x equals 42. If I want to get rid of the 6 so that it's just x equals, I would divide by 6. But since I'm going to divide by 6 on that side, I also have to divide 42 by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is just 1x equals 42 divided by 6 is 7. So I know that x has to be 7 for this to work.